There he is. Got him. It's too late. He's already under. Oh my god. I didn't have time to do a closeout video last night because I was out really late and only got a few hours of sleep as usual. But I fished the pier and not a lot was going on. There's a few guys out there, and I did see some snook, and I finally got a big bite from a snook. Oh, and he snapped me off immediately. It must have been a giant. But the other good news is these guys that were there caught a bunch of redfish earlier in the evening. So it's kind of ironic, and it kind of sucks that I ended up staying in Cedar Key going after those giant reds when they caught a lot of bull reds here yesterday evening at I think at outgoing tide and you know, at 7 p.m. So that's the irony, you know, you want to go to a place where there's fish, but you don't want to leave a place where there's fish. I knew there was big reds and drum in Cedar Key. I don't want to check it out, you know, but whatever, the conditions were just not good, and you know, I didn't get into them. But that's okay, because I got a couple of days here, and from all the reports I've been hearing, it's sounding good. And again, hooking that big old snook underneath the dock last night and seeing a bunch of snook is a really good sign, plus all the reds that they caught. I mean, I think they caught like 10 redfish or something yesterday evening, so that's an amazing sign. Just went to the bait box, and the guy was telling me that they are catching tons of fish, snook, reds, all kinds of stuff all over the place. So I'm here at the pier first thing in the morning, and there was a couple guys here, but not a lot, and I'm here to catch some fish, man. I gotta cook a nice snook. Of course, a giant red would be nice as well, and any other game fish would also be great, you know, pompano, things like that. But it's all about snook and reds. All right, that's it. I gotta get out there. All right, there's way too much current at the pier in the lighthouse to fish. I don't like it when there's that much current, and it's way too much for fish to be really biting underneath there, especially snook and reds. But and I tried the beach. I never tried the lighthouse beach there, but I really don't know where the troughs are. It's really shallow there when the tide is ripping, or the current's ripping around that corner. So I wasn't really sure where the troughs are. It's not like a normal beach. So anyway, I'm going to head to the opposite side of the island. It sucks because it takes like 25 minutes to get there. But it's worth taking a look at Blind Pass and Ding Darling and just see if I may just hit Ding Darling. I've been dying to try that spot, the little honey hole that me and my dad found, and I'm just dying to try it again. So I don't know, Blind Pass, Ding Darling, I'm not sure. I got like 25 minutes to think about it. Oh my god, I lost them. Are you serious? Alright, I knew they were here. I knew it was only a matter of time. Finally hooked a snook. Nice little guy. And I did not land it. The rule with snook is get him in as quickly as possible so they have less of a chance of shaking the hook. And I did not do that. So I was kind of surprised to catch one in the first place. But I knew they were here. It's the perfect spot. You got a bridge, you got structure, you got current. I've caught dozens of them here. So hopefully maybe they just turned on, I don't know. I gotta catch a snook though. I need a picture. Alright, so I hit Blind Pass and I only caught that one little snook, no other bites. The current switch is incoming and it's really strong there, and it's really tough to fish the incoming tide on Blind Pass unless you got a ton of weight, and that's just not fun for me. I'm still targeting snook mostly, so you know, it's just not a lot of action right there. So I think I'm gonna hit Ding Darling for a little while because I don't have to pay for parking. It's super expensive on Sanibel to park. So I'm gonna hit Ding Darling for a bit, see if I can't catch a couple snook out of there. Oh, I have a fish. Oh, I got a sheep's head. I got a sheep's head.
I got a sheephead. Hold on a second. It's a big one. Hold on. I can hear you. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm still getting it. Hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah, I gotta try to get him off the hook. Looks like they're crossing over. Oh, look at that big snook. He wants him. Oh, wow. You see that? Came out of the tunnel. Oh, he's trying to get him. I don't think they eat barracuda, do they? Look at him. He's trying to get him, yeah. I think it's just his instinct. Because he tried to go after a snapper too, but I think when he gets on it, he doesn't want this barracuda.
It's so fun to be able to see through the water. So the one on the
See?
a ladyfish?
No, if it was a ladyfish, that snook would have eaten it.
What is it?
It's a barracuda.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, if that was a ladyfish, that snook would not hesitate. It's probably what he thought it was. That's why he ran out of the tunnel.
I'm gonna go hit the pier and go after those redfish and maybe some snook too. I'm getting good reports from people. Let's talk to this guy who fishes this area a lot, and he catches big reds in the evening and snook, big 40-inch snook in the evening. So he's, you know, it's good news.
Late. He's already on there. Oh, that's it. That's a red.
Well, I can't believe this. Just lost another bull red. I've been out there for a couple hours, since like 2-3 hours. Nobody's getting a bite, nothing. Everyone's looking for those reds. Everybody's rigged up for reds, different baits. Bam! I feel some action on my pinfish. I notice he's going away from the pier instead of under it where the current's taking him, or he was gonna hide. And then I let him eat, He's just sort of chewing it. I can tell he's got it. And then once I feel like he's got it, I set the hook and he took off, and he went right in the corner of the pier with the current. Like the worst possible place, because I moved over specifically because I knew that was a bad spot. Somewhere a little farther out where I could fight him. And he goes right in the worst spot possible for that fish to go. And I fought him, as you see on the video, for a few seconds, and once he went under there, that was it. He snapped me off. Guys, it makes me so angry. Like, specifically, I'm here for that fish. That is why I'm here. A big snook or a big redfish. The whole trip is about that, and I already lost one giant redfish. Anyway, I thought I was just gonna hit it for a few minutes and then go get more pinfish, but whatever. I'm going to get pinfish now because I only had one. Oh man, it's driving me crazy. Anyway, hopefully they're not done, because the school's been moving in and out of there, and you got about like 20 minutes of good fishing time when the school's moving through, and they just keep going. So I hope that was like an outlier. He was like the first of the school or whatever. So that's it. That's all I can say, man. I'm going to get pinfish, and I'm going to head back. And you know, the two giant reds I caught there before, the thing was I caught them on the other side where the current's going the other way. And so he never had a chance to even run under the pier. He went the other way, and I landed both of them. I mean, they were great fights, but it wasn't that big of a hassle. So now I'm like paranoid I'm gonna get cut off. Anyway, I have like 60-pound mono, but that's not enough. I mean, the mono's fine. It's just when they take you under, it's my braid. You know, I need either a heavier setup or just got to get them out of there. I'm like, my drag was probably a little too loose, but I don't know. Maybe I should tighten it a little bit. Anyway, that's it. I'm rambling because I'm so anxious and so pissed off and angry and excited all at once. So, anyway, that's it.
That was f***ing quick.
After a heartbreaking day of fishing, it's time for fried food. All right, it's the end of the day. What a day it was. Not in the fantastic, great, epic fishing day, but in the maximum heartbreak. The only snook I've caught this entire trip was like a small one like this, nice size. Oop, there it is. And I got him all the way to shore, and it was just a small one. I wasn't really too paying much attention, but I did want a picture since it's the only snook I've caught so far, and it got away. And the rest of the time was really bad. That stuff at Ding Darling was really cool though. Catching that barracuda, which is nuts. And then that giant like 35-inch snook, chasing it around trying to eat it, was really cool. So that's awesome. I'm excited for that. But man, going to the pier in the evening. Now, I told the dude at Blind Pass, I was like, dude, look, go to the pier at like 5 o'clock, you know, and you're gonna get into the reds, because that's what they told me the day before. So I wish he would have went, because he would have hooked up, because a lot of people hooked up, but only 3 bull reds were caught out of about 12 hookups. The rest broke them off or got off. Most of them were broken off, like my 3. So I get that bite. It was almost the perfect situation. He went away from the pier, and I fought him, and you know, I was pulling him pretty good, and he was turning out, but I could see the fish. The other guys could see the fish, and I had him out, and then it's almost like he just let go right into the current, went right under, and it was like right in this corner where there's just walls of barnacles. So it didn't really matter what I had on, it was gonna cut it off. These guys had way stronger stuff than me. bigger rods, stronger line, heavy duty reels, they all broke off. There's nothing you could do about it down there except maybe a stouter rod, like a shorter, stouter rod, just so you can maximize the drag and just pull that fish out as hard as you can. That's all I can think of, because those guys were using everything and almost all of them lost fish. On top of losing the 3 that I lost, I broke my new and what was my favorite striper rod that I had been using. It was like my medium heavy action Daiwa, and it was a good rod. It was really good, sensitive but strong for all those striper I've been catching in Castaic, and it broke the tip off during this redfish melee. So that's it, man. I am heartbroken. I don't even want to look at the footage because I'm scared to see and relive those moments. So I have 2 days left, and I've yet to land a snook for a picture, and I have yet to catch a big fish of any kind. So I'm gonna try a bunch of things tomorrow like I did today, just kind of mix and match. You know, blind pass doesn't look good like it didn't this morning. It was all churned up and the wind was coming in. So that didn't look good. Ding Darling didn't look that good, even though there was some snook in there. You know, the pier at high tide seems like the only thing to do at high tide until after dusk for those giant reds, and just hope that they come through again. Hopefully they come through again, and I get a little bit lucky and I'm able to pull one out for a picture, because that's the plan. I mean, my best is 37 or 38 inches, I think. So I would love to beat that, but even like a 35-inch redfish is amazing. And these guys are fighting 30-inch redfish under this pier, fighting like, you know, monsters. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up because I've been droning on, but it was just an epic, heartbreaking day. That plus the Cedar Key red and the drum situation there, it's just like, oof, it's rough. This is a rough one. So I'm hoping to get my hands on some good fish tomorrow, at least a snook of any size. And that's it. All right, I'll see you in the morning.
There he is. Got him.